Would you tell us something about the hotel? Because everybody in Europe certainly has a lot of respect for the
hotel
because of its history.
Was built as a residence. And it became a hospital during the U.S. occupation from 1915 to 1934. In 1916, the Marines turned it into a hospital, and rooms 1 through 10 were the maternity ward. So we still refer to that as the maternity ward.
Oh, okay.
And in 1936, the Marines left 1934. In 1936, the Oloffson family leased it from the people who built it. And turned it into the Oloffson Hotel.
Are you an Oloffson?
No.
And Graham Greene's connection?
And in 1950s and 1960s, people used to come to Haiti more in the 50s as a destination point. And John Gielgud, all these kinds of people used to come through, and Graham Greene came through. Graham Greene wrote a book called The Comedians, and they made a movie out of that. Not here. They built a replica in Africa.
They built a replica of the hotel in Africa.
And they made a movie with Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor called The Comedians. And it was the comedians that exposed the rest of the world to the phenomenon known as the Tonton Macoutes, which were Duvalier's henchmen.
Henchmen, the private army.
And
very subtle stuff.
But that was the 60s, and things were very difficult here in terms of tourism, in terms of repression during Papa Doc's days. In the 70s, we had Baby Doc, who was like I wasn't here
son,
then. He was supposed to, Baby Doc was Papa Doc's son. And that was sort of like the friendly dictator concept, and tourism started to pick up, and celebrities started coming in, and the Oloffson was part of that, as was Habitation Leclerc and another hotel called Le Relais de l'Empereur, and tourism picked up, and it was really booming in the 70s, and then in 1982, the AIDS thing started to come around.
Absolutely. I was in the States for the back end of that. So,
and then they started saying that AIDS was invented in Haiti.
One of the 5 H's.
The 4 H's. And so that really killed the tourism here. And then in the mid 80s, Washington decided that they didn't want Latin American dictatorships. My dad was working in Washington at the time.
What did you do, Richard?
He was Secretary of Latin American Affairs
at a
think tank.
And what part of Latin America was he associated with?
He was associated with Brazil, but South America was really all of South America.
I see, okay.
No, dictatorships all over the place.
Oh, not in Brazil, no.
But he was brought up to Washington at that time. Haiti went into election mode in 1986, and the politics has never really been settled since.
Sure.
Then.
And when did the United Nations come in?
United Nations started coming in the early 90s. First it was the OAS, and then the UN started coming in the early 90s. They left in 96 when Preval was president, and they came back in 2004, 2005 after Aristide's second departure.
Peter, you were at Aristide's house yesterday, from what I see. The whole graffiti was still outside the house and that. Have you any different particular feelings on that yourself?
Well, we saw it, but we've heard Aristide is in South Africa now, is that right?
Yeah, that's where it is. South Africa.
South Africa. And will he ever come back here?
Not right now.
Not right now.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back right now.
So he was the last what, dictator here?
Aristide?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really quite get there, but he was heading in that direction.
Well, what happened? Tell us what happened.
Well, Haiti's some tough political terrain.
Yeah.
And you have to it's tough political terrain, and he did certain things. He did certain things that were positive. One, he made the people, the masses, the population realize that they do have
the power
to make political
change.
If not change, at least participate politically.
Okay.
Change is harder than participation.
So, Peter, from what you believe, you're up to your eyes at the moment in terms of political problems in Haiti as well, yeah? We have an interesting
comment.
mix of your philanthropy being stymied by
Local politics.
local politics.
We're helping just on a small scale with a
Small
little
project.
disenfranchised tent village. That's not far from Barra there. We met some people there from an Irish charity Haven group who were prepared to put toilets there.
Tell us your experience with him.
Well, first of all, before we get to Haven, let's talk about Digicel.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Digicel changed communications in Haiti.
Yeah,
All right,
which is an Irish group also.
Yeah.
I'm well aware. We also make
Yeah.
Guinness here.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Let him-
So,
God, now we're getting serious.
Off you go.
all right. In Haiti, the concept was to keep communication for a few and not for the rest.
Sure.
That's when we had landlines.
Yes.
When we went into cell phones,
Yes.
that concept remained.
Yes.
So the phones could cost, say, $700 US,
Yes.
and to buy the phone cards was not only expensive, but if someone
So
called
really
you,
what
it
you're
would
saying
do
is
so.
it was the socialization of communication.
when
Dennis O'Brien brought
I
that
would
on board.
call it democratization.
Democratization. Very good.
Democratization of
Because when
Communication.
Digicel came in, they made the phones
inexpensive.
inexpensive.
Available.
They made the phone cards inexpensive, and they added some things like if you had no money on your phone, you could still receive calls.
Believe it or not, this was a Brazilian concept also that was extended into Africa and originally started off in India.
I'm just saying
You know.
that Brazil, that Ireland brought it.
Sure.
Digicel.
They were the vector, yeah.
Yeah, how much of that did you know? But you were here since '85. How much did you know that it was an Irish company, or had you any idea it was just another?
When they started to have the impact here, it's like Digicel has the same audience that my band has, which is the
Sure.
masses.
Exactly. That's a nice way of putting
You
it.
understand?
Brilliant. Lovely
You
way
don't
of putting
sell your records only to certain people at the top. They go across the board, yeah?
And so when Digicel did something that made the masses happy, I become aware of it because it's the same audience. And now suddenly, if I need my guitarist, I can call him on the phone instead of sending a car to go find him. Now, if I need a
Yeah.
waiter, I can call a waiter on the phone instead of sending someone to go look for a waiter.
Brilliant.
So it's changed business, it's changed the social life, it's changed the fundamental. Yes.
What is your experience with the other Irish companies working here at Haven?
Haven was tremendous. We went up there with the band. They were building houses. They looked like they were suffering because
What
of the
band are
heat.
you with?
I'm in a band called Ram,
Okay.
which is a Haitian band.
Yes.
Play Haitian music.
Okay.
And we went up there to give a goodbye party to the folks who have been building these 200 homes,
Fantastic.
which is tremendous because the Irish didn't need to come here and build 200 homes for Haitians who homes in Wanamint, but they did. They didn't have to build a school, but they did. They didn't have to build a